Welcome. Today we'll be going into a deep dive of variables. More specifically, variable naming conventions, data types in Python, changing variable values, and best practices for variables. This is going to be your complete Python variable guide. Let's first start off with, what is a variable? Well, in Python, variables store data that can be reused through your program. Python is dynamical, which means that you don't have to specify the type of data when you're creating a variable. Which also means in, let's say, Java, you would have to say integer, then your variable, which means that you first have to create the data type of your variable until you can use it. In Python, you just need a name. So name equals Kevin, but like in some languages, Kevin, some languages you might have to be like integer name equals Kevin. In Python, you don't have to. Now let's start with variable naming conventions. Naming your variables is very important. For example, one instead of name, I called it birthday. Birthday equals my name, Kevin. Well, you see a problem here? This is very dumb. My birthday is not Kevin. My birthday is a different name. Kevin is my name. This means that you should name your variables correctly. When you use a variable, you should probably name it with the way you store your data type. For example, if you have a score, you don't name it x equals 100. You would name it student score equals 100. This is bad. Bad. This is good. Good. There's also the snake case. Now, snake case is very important when it comes to naming variables. In Python, we use snake case, which means that all variables are lowercase and are separated with underscores. As you can see, they're lowercase and they're separated with underscores. Due to practice, if you want a variable that stores your net worth equals $0 because I'm poor. Don't need a dollar sign. And let's say you want to put a variable called water level equals 5 meters. Now, as you can see, this is good. This is good. You don't. Let's say you want to say net worth. It's net worth. This is very dumb because it's really hard to read and it's really hard to type out. Do this. Do snake case. Lowercase, underscore, lowercase. Everything lowercase and there's underscores between. Also avoid using reserved words such as if, for, and while. So don't say if net worth. This will confuse you, so just don't do that. Now, as we've gone over before, you can assign data types to variables. So x equals 100 is a data type, y equals 6.6. Now I'm using these names, x and y, because it's easier to use, and they're not really storing anything. I'm just using them as an example. But realistically, this would be like the name of the thing you want to store, and this would also be the name of the thing you want to store. Now variables can also store strings. X equals Kevin. We've gone over this before, so this is very simple. They can also store booleans and more. Variables can store anything you want in Python, any data type. Let's talk about changing variables. Not variables. Some data types are immutable, like strings and integers, which means you can't change them in place, but you have to assign them to a new value. For example, x equals 10. Well, you can't just say 10 equals 11. Instead, you have to reassign x to, let's say, 11. There's also a scenario where you want to add it, x equals 10. Let's say you want to make x twice as much as before. You do x equals x times 2. And if you want to add something to x, you'd be x equals x plus a number. And in Python, variables are read right to left. So it reads x plus 5 is 15 is x. So x is now 15. So we print x here, and we print x here. $10 and $15. Very good. Now, the final thing we're going over is best practices for variables. Clear variable names can help anyone read your code and understand what each variable is used for. So, if you're to work in a workspace or with a partner where you share code, and even for yourself, naming your variables properly allows you to use it. So, like I said, if I had birthday as my name, no one would know what birthday is, and nor would I. And there's also why you don't use X and Y. Instead, you'd be like, first name would equal your name. Make sure to keep it lowercase. Use snake case. And when you want to change a variable, you want to reassign the variable to itself. So x equals x plus 5. So after you got here, today we went over what a variable is, how to name a variable, how to assign values to a variable, and how to reassign values, and a few practices you should follow. Thank you.